So I'm going to ask you the question for the sake of the listeners and for the sake of the audience here. What is your business all about?
So 2 years ago, I started Pick a Jet, and as the name implies, it's basically a private jet charter brokerage business. So
It's quite a big word.
it's quite a big word and complex. So in simpler terms, I find private jets for clients. So
Nicely put.
you're the client,
Yeah.
you want to fly from A to B, you come to me, tell me, listen, by tomorrow midday, I need to be in London. My job is to find you a private jet and to basically transport you from A to B. Now, while I don't particularly own the jets myself, the network that I've built throughout my career will give me the access to provide you with the jet.
Okay.
So one of the things that I like to say to basically potential clients or people that I meet is we don't sell time, we don't sell flights, we sell time. Because instead of you having to look for options, checking different airlines, checking different operators for private jets, and trying to figure out what time to book the taxi to the airport or which hotel to book, we handle all of that. So you just tell me where you want to go, your budget, and I will tell you the options that I have for you. You choose the option, payments, and then you show up to the airport in simpler terms.
Mm-hmm. And how did this idea came about?
I mean, my background in aviation goes back to my early teenage years. So I was always into aviation, and I started working in the industry at a very young age. So I was studying aviation as well. And one of the internships that I did when I was still studying was with a private jet company. While not necessarily being part of the plan that I had back then, it kind of opened up a new world for me. And it just stuck. I just found myself loving the industry, the dynamics of the industry, and I was very hungry to learn. So I kept learning, learning, learning. And it got to a point where I was always a bit business minded. So I always had something going on the side since a very young age. It got to a point where I started imagining myself like one day I will have my own company which involves private jet charters.
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in 2017, so this was quite a few years back. And the beauty of it is growing, growing up, still learning, and basically maintaining the vision and maintaining the idea and basically working towards it. And 2 years ago, I saw the previous business and I was like, now's the time. And I started developing the idea, the product.
Andrea, how did you feel that the time is right? What were your feelings at that point in time?
I was clueless. I just knew that I wanted to do this, but I didn't have any idea how I'm going to achieve what I achieved today or what I'm planning to achieve in the coming future. But then it's all about kind of breaking it down to small actionable steps
Mm-hmm.
because building a company relating to aviation is no easy task. So, and in fact, I can't count the amount of people that said to me, people that you're crazy. I'm like, so what? I'll try, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then I think it got to a point where it's all about evolving. So as long as you're moving forward, you're moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about once you start breaking it down to actionable steps, you start actually trying identifying progression paths
What was your starting point? How did you start?
by buying the domain
Okay. The website.
and the website, which I've built myself at this. I'm not sure in the future what it will be, but
No,
at this moment,
same here.
at
I
the
built
point
my
of
own website.
recording,
Yeah.
I've built it myself, not having a single idea on how to build websites. So
But this is the fun part about starting
that's the
up
fun
because
part.
you get to do a lot of interesting things, which in the future you will deem that I wasted my time over there, but it was still fun because I think you need to go through a certain experience in order, because those the same experience will reinforce or will make you a little bit tougher as well and a little bit more knowledgeable of course.
Correct.
So I think knowing what goes into building a website, the keywords, the SEO optimization, I think it's good, even if your background is not marketing. At least mine is certainly not. But at least I know a little bit the jargon, and I know what I know to look out for and what to ask as well. Even if, so let's say you're employing someone, you know what to ask, and you know by the answer that they give, you know how knowledgeable they are and how many times they did it. Because if they surprise you, I mean, it's something that you know, can't really explain it, but something that you know because you've done it as well.
Definitely. And that's the fun part about starting your own business. I mean, most people nowadays start selling stuff. And this was basically what I used to do before. So I used to import a product, sell it, market it, and sell it. This is a completely different business. Completely different. This business runs on network. Network and trust. And 2 years ago, I had none of those. Because I was just no one in the industry. And apart from my personal experience that I've gained throughout the years, I had no network. And one thing that helped me stick through this business was the fact that going into it, I told myself, I'm a person that if I see something, I want it now. So even goal-wise, if I say I want to learn that sport, I go all in. And I expect the results. So I'm very, very driven. But going into this business, I allowed myself to say, this will take time. It's a long-term project. And this helped me also be more patient, and that element of delayed gratification. I tested myself on that. It's about like working, not seeing results. Keep on working, still not seeing results. Keep on working. And then you come at a point where you look back and you're like, oof, I came far. You start seeing small results in different aspects of the business. And I think it's about that. In today's society, we're so used to instant gratification that most people stop after the first month or 2 months. I mean, in your case, you're doing a podcast. I read the statistics where most podcasts don't even get past their 30th episode, I think, something like that.
Something like that. I've heard about it as well. I forgot the number of the episode. I think 30 is a little bit ambitious. I think it was a little bit lower than that.
Could be.
Not sure.
But that's the concept of it. So most people don't see results and they quit.
And sometimes it's hard to see results in it, especially if you're starting. It can be something that is mainstream as well. So podcasts are becoming increasingly popular as well. So it is kind of a wanted product. You know that people want podcasts, but it can still be challenging to attract the right people, attract the niche, identify the niche in the first place,
Exactly.
and to build a community around that. So it's still challenging.